Woody, thank you for the time. A few minutes after our victory here at Haywood Road, Swinton 30, 𝐶𝐞𝐚𝐝 22.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, before we start, I think I'd just like to wish Gav Rodden's dad all the best. Unfortunately, in times like this, there's more important things than rugby, and Gavin's dad suffered a heart attack on the 35-minute mark, so we wish him all the best on that. And that victory was for Gavin and his family, and we spoke about it when we come in during the break. So, but yeah, on to the game. I'm really proud. It's thought we made it difficult for ourselves at times. But yeah, overall, it's a great victory. I think it could have been a potential banana skin for us, really, because I was confident we could win this game, and if we played to our best ability, that we'd score points, and we'd be able to defend what they threw at us. But we just made it difficult for ourselves at first. I think the first half, was leading by 14 points, and then they score a try at just before half time, and it brings them back into the game, brings them within a 10-point ball game. So yeah, really, really pleased with some stuff, but not happy with other stuff as well. It were rocks and diamonds, I think the expression is. Sometimes we were diamonds, sometimes we were rocks. So we've got some things to fix up, but you know what I just said to the lads in there, every win we need to celebrate because it's such a tough league. It is. Every victory means something because, you've got to work as hard as you can every single week, and that's what our theme was this week, is consistency, and I thought we backed up what we did last week against Workington.
And just to go back to, you mentioned obviously the delay, the medical situation that we had, handled really well by our staff. Our doctor, our physio, and the rest of the backroom staff were able to react really quickly, provide that initial care. We must, as a club as well, be really proud of that.
100%. I mean, for me, that I've never experienced anything like that in my time in rugby league, and congratulations to all the medical staff, because they was outstanding. They just straight away, they just responded and give the right medical attention. Which thankfully we saw Gav's dad come out on on a trolley, and he was respondent, and he looked like he was in a very stable position. So just really thankful to all our medical staff and everyone who intervened, and our doc, just really it's just really proud of how they reacted to it, and Gav as well. Gav played on, and it was a bit unsure whether he should do that, but he wanted to finish the game, and full credit to Gavin, and he had a great game as well. So just so proud of everyone today. Just so proud of the team, of our medical staff, of the club, of how everyone's responded and showed concern for the situation today.
And speaking, to expand on that team spirit, in the second half, and maybe even in the first half after the restart, there was a few incidents where players were coming together, but our players rushing to the defence of their teammates. Perhaps we quite don't like to see those scenes too often in rugby league, but equally when they do happen, players sticking up for their teammates must really please you from a management and a team spirit perspective.
Yeah, definitely. It shows that we're connected as a team, and there's never any punches thrown, but I like the fact that if something happens with the opposition, we're all there for each other, and we back each other up. And I think that's how I know we're on it when we do that. We've got each other's backs, and that's what team sport's about, especially rugby league. Rugby league's a collision sport. It's an aggressive sport. You've got to be aggressive to play the game. So I'm just really proud of every single one of them today, because they showed up for each other. The patches where we switched off, as I said before, it was a bit rocks and diamonds at times, and we handed 𝐶𝐞𝐚𝐝 a bit of a dinner plate to get back into the game. But overall, I'm really proud of the efforts. I can't emphasise how hard the lads have worked over the last few weeks, and how accountable they've been for some of the things we've not been doing well, and how they've wanted to fix them. And the fact that some of the team's disappointed in there. We've won a game, and I think it shows that we've got some really high standards to win a game and just not be satisfied. I've told them celebrate and enjoy this, but I just think when you're not satisfied and you've won, it shows that you're striving to get better and better. So I love that about this group. I love it. And as I say, I'm always proud of them. But over the last 2 weeks, they've put a lot of big effort into the training and the preparation. So they've deserved a few weeks off with it being an international weekend.
Yeah, we go into now another week off with the fractured fixture list. What does the prep and the recovery look like now on the back of that?
I've just said to the lads, we'll come in on Tuesday and we'll do a gym session and we'll review this game, because I think we should review it next week, and then we've got Thursday and the weekend off then. So then we'll come back in then for the next game, which is 𝐾𝐴 away, which is going to be a really tough battle, because we know what it's like going up to Cumbria, and Muzz has got them playing really, really tough and very workmanlike. So they're a talented team, and it's going to take a massive effort to get a victory up there. But yeah, we'll reassess this. Thankfully, we've got some back-to-back weeks after that. I've just said to the lads, then we've got like 6 weeks of back-to-back games, and we haven't competed like that all season. This is the longest we've done, which is strange. But I've just said to them, we need to be switched on when we come back in. So I'll give them a well-deserved rest for a couple of days, but we do need to be switched on now for this big section of season that's coming at us.
And do you yourself get a well-deserved break of a couple of days before the lads come back in?
I won't have any days off. I'll be thinking about rugby, and I'll be watching videos, and I'll be ringing Ando and sending him, messages and stuff. So coaches don't really get time off. We might not be in the building, but we'll definitely be, working on things and looking at, what we've done right and what we've done wrong, and how can we change things to get better as a team. But yeah, it's that's just coaching. When you're involved in sport, you don't get days off. So.
And just to close, Swinton support again, plenty of noise, and again, I think you've touched on it previously. The supporters stayed behind to thank the lads. The lads go over to them. Great spirit throughout the club.
Yeah, brilliant today. Again, just going back to the incident, I thought everyone showed a lot of respect just to stay in the seats and not everybody crowding round, and the fact that everybody stayed when it's been, a lot longer than expected. Really thankful. And yeah, Swinton following's been great. They're supporting us, and keep saying, when we win, hopefully it gives them a bit of belief in what we can do as a team. And yeah, we're just really thankful of the support. So it'd be great, if we could take a following over to _Whitehaven, because it's it does lift us. It does lift us, and we've had a good way of following over the last couple of weeks. When we went over to Midlands and when we've been to other venues. So yeah, it's really appreciated. It really is.
We look forward to the trip to Cumbria. We'll see you then.
Cheers, thanks, Steve.